Ravenwest to get a second podium if he can hold off Valtteri Bottas. And they're going side by side again, and he refuses to yield the inside line, González. But Max Verstappen is coming through, and Max Verstappen does it what all Dutchmen have dreamed of doing. He wins in Zandvoort, winner of the Dutch Grand Prix. The noise is absolutely biblical at Zandvoort. To third place, the Ravenwest of González is coming through. Bottas has just held off Vettel. Question marks in the steward's enclosure as to whether it will contain it. It's close. Oh, it's even into the wall. But there we go. González.
You don't ever give too much away, but there's got to be some emotions bubbling up inside you. What did it feel like? What were the emotions when you crossed that line?
Well, I think I already showed a lot of emotion, but I got a bit of cramp from celebrating in the in-lap. So, yeah, I can't really move a lot.
You've carried yourself incredibly all the way through. This weekend, the focus has been on you more than ever. Has it been a hard weekend for you, or has it all just breezed over you?
Honestly, I didn't really focus on that. I was just enjoying it. I had a good car. As soon as the Mercedes car crashed, of course, I thought maybe podium is possible. Then at the end to win the race, amazing.
Yes, well, we're pleased with third place. Obviously, we took a bit of a gamble today in hopes for the win, and it didn't quite come off. Mainly because, I mean, who expects an engine failure from a Mercedes engine? It just never happens. But yeah, I feel like we were robbed of a victory today, and the team's a little bit. You know, we're happy with third, because if you'd have told us at the start of the race that we would have finished third, we would have taken that. But it was more the fact that we had the lead, the weather was changing. I think we pitted at the right time, if not a lap early. But you know, Hector was picking up speed, and if there was no safety car, he would have undoubtedly caught up the lead and taken the lead. But the safety car bailed them out, and you know, the Dutch fans have got what they wanted, which I must admit, the sounds that came from the main stand when Verstappen crossed the line was something I've never experienced before. But you know, we've got a podium again. It's something else to build on, and you know, Hector. You know, there is a smidgen of disappointment about this weekend, but third place I think is considered a good result.
Round 5 of the Formula 1 World Championship, and we move over to Europe and Barcelona, more importantly in Catalonia, for the Spanish Grand Prix, an historic site that has seen some brilliant racing and some memorable moments here in previous years. And will we have another account to the wonderful chapters that we have seen on this site added for us today? A start-finish straight and a first sector DRS turn that's going to be the most likely place for cars to overtake. It's always been an interesting circuit in itself, made famous by the great pass of Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna at 190 miles an hour. We could see something like that similar today. Well, this is always a lovely occasion, and the Spanish fans are out in force, but without their hero, Fernando Alonso, of course. Famously, in 2006, he was a winner, and a wonderful moment that was for home fans. Home fans today, they will have to choose who they cheer for today. Max Verstappen leads Valtteri Bottas by 1 point in the Drivers' Championship. And this is the 5th round. And here is Charles Leclerc getting ready to go. And, what a big moment it is for everybody involved. So this is the breakdown of the grid so far. And a wonderful qualifying session by Valtteri Bottas to beat Lewis Hamilton into pole position, the championship leader getting the kickstart. Verstappen is on the 2nd row with Sebastian Vettel. In the 3rd row, Charles Leclerc is alongside with Alex Albon. Daniel Ricciardo has got through in 7th. Hector González in the Ravenwest, the Spaniard that everyone will be cheering for today, is up in 9th, and a big moment for them. Kimi Raikkonen in their Alfa Romeo gets up to 14th. Mick Schumacher in the other Ravenwest has qualified 18th. George Russell in the Williams is 20th. And Lando Norris, after a 10-place grid penalty, is 22nd for McLaren. So we will have all the action and more for you coming up right after this. So we are all set for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix at Catalonia here. Go, 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 go. It's a good start by Bottas and Hamilton's alongside him. They've all got away cleanly as well. Bottas comes across to stop Lewis Hamilton going through this. Where's the Ravenwest of González moving himself into a fantastic start by he. And González has got himself into 4th place. That is a magnificent start. Brilliant, brilliant. And the Spanish crowd are going potty. And they've every right to. And there he goes again past Verstappen. González, what a drive this is into 4th place. The hometown hero is absolutely flying. And Albon is currently alongside and trying to challenge. Charles Leclerc is unable to do so. And Leclerc has held his position very, very nicely. But what a fantastic start that was. This is Alex Albon. And he's got the Ferrari ahead of him. And Bottas with a good start. And Lewis Hamilton, well, it's his worst start to a championship, if in comparison, since 2013, where he was in the Mercedes for the very first time. He has, because he's yet to win a race. Lewis Hamilton's had some bad luck this year with his fortunes turn around at the Circuit de Catalunya here in Spain. And like that, one lap is completed. Bottas leads, Hamilton 2nd, Vettel is 3rd, González is 4th, Max Verstappen is 5th, Charles Leclerc is 6th, Albon and Sainz, Ricciardo in the Renault is 9th ahead of his teammate Esteban Ocon is 10th. And there are your point scorers at the moment. And now this is Max Verstappen putting some serious pressure on González, that is forcing here to run wide in the Ravenwest. There may be an outbreaking opportunity. It's a very, very, very brave move. If he can make it stick, Verstappen, he has. That's fantastic. Now there might be the opportunity to come back, which there is in the inside. Brave again from González, who now has a Ferrari sitting behind him and Charles Leclerc. So this battle for 4th place is now between 4 cars, because Alex Albon is also joining the battle. And González is having to defend for his life at the moment. He is allowed, obviously, to move across and to make one move, but you are limited to the limits in which you can defend from now on. Well, this is going to be a real test of Hector González. He's got the home crowd behind him. It's not the usual heat that you get from here in Spain, as we do get early in the season. It's a cloudy day, so it's going to suit possibly the Red Bull a bit better than the Ravenwest. It is suiting the two Mercedes that are flying through at the moment, staying wide and doing enough to maintain his position at the moment. González is still in 4th, Verstappen and Leclerc. And Alex Albon is also involved in this, so battle for 4th place really is. You could also maybe look behind that the Ferrari's also joining that, but I really think that this is the one we want to watch. Now, this is where Verstappen is quicker on González, and this is where he'll be looking to do his best to try and get past the Spaniard, the Dutchman here. Winner, of course, in last one is Zandvoort, and I'm sure everybody will be remembering and rejoicing in that. Of course, we do hope there is a hometown winner of a Grand Prix this year. We hope it's the British Grand Prix, which of course you will see exclusively live. Well, Ravenwest, Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren. And the battle is intensifying. González is not catching Sebastian Vettel in 3rd place. And if Max Verstappen wants to be able to challenge, he's really got to try and get past the Ravenwest here. He'll be hoping for DRS to help him. There it goes. There's the DRS helping him through. And Max Verstappen is through into 4th place. Is he? Wonderful under-braking by González. Just shuts the door and refuses to yield the position. And Verstappen has got to wait again. And the more that he stands behind González, I think it's going to affect Verstappen's race as we go on. González is racing out of his skin to keep that Ravenwest where it is at the moment. Now this is a shot from the gearbox. So this is what, in the mirrors of Hector González, he's going to be seeing all of Max Verstappen there. But if I've said it once, I'll say it again, and I will continue to say it. Catching somebody is one thing in Formula 1, passing them is another thing entirely. And we could see that being proven none more so here than the fact that, no doubt about it, that the faster car is Max Verstappen in that Red Bull. If he can pass González, then there is a chance that he may be able to catch and maybe catch up Sebastian Vettel, who is in 3rd place. But we know the Ferraris just aren't as favourable around these circuits, this sort of track. They come through again over on the pit straight again. So a reminder that Valtteri Bottas continues to lead. Lewis Hamilton is 2nd, Sebastian Vettel is 3rd. DRS is open, and this time there's no opportunity for the door to be shut. There's just no opportunity for Max Verstappen to get enough momentum out of the last turn. Didn't quite have it as close as he'd like to, but this is where Verstappen is certainly quicker than the Ravenwest. This could be the opportunity where he may look to put that passing manoeuvre potentially on. Right behind is Verstappen. And Charles Leclerc is also involved in that conflict between these 3 drivers. But at the moment, none as such have been able to make a key move to open things up. So this train of cars all starting to follow around what is certainly a much slower car. As the course of Vettel pulling away, it means that every car behind has DRS down that start-finish straight. But without the suitable drive out of turn 14, this is what González is doing a fantastic job in. He's able to get every inch of the car out of that, and he's just making it just a smidge too far. He pulls out wide into the dirty line to try and stop the obvious overtake. In now Forza, Max Verstappen to go around the inside. It will be a braking battle between both cars. Braking late and through! Leclerc has gone through. He braked far too late there, Max Verstappen. Frustration showing, and Charles Leclerc has snuck through. And now he is side by side with González in the Ravenwest. And González has done really, really well to sneak through there. Well, delightful bit of motor racing that was. Let's listen to Verstappen.
I can have a front wing update when you can, please. I think front wing is good. Copy.
Well, he's saying that there's no damage. It looked very, very close. Charles Leclerc did really, really well to go in and sneak that position. It's good driving by Leclerc, and currently he has moved into 5th place. 4th place Hector González in the Ravenwest. Is there a possibility of another podium? A Spanish hero driving on his home circuit and taking the opportunity to pit early. Joining him is Max Verstappen, who's also come in. Now Ferrari is in, as well as the Mercedes. It's a very good stop. He's brought out very, very close, right behind the Alfa Romeo. And it's a really good stop again by González, who's also got through. So Hamilton has pitted. He is in 9th In this then, Bottas leads, Leclerc is second, Albon is third. They will all need to pit. So the battle of cars which haven't pitted at the moment, Valtteri Bottas knows he needs to put in a very, very quick lap here. This has got to be something extraordinary. If he can put in super fast time, then that's going to give him enough of advantage to get ahead of Hamilton. So this is what it'll all come to at the moment, and we're waiting for it. And into the pits. Well, this is the key moments as far as Mercedes are. Valtteri Bottas, the pit stop's got to be good. If it's good enough, he will be ahead of Hamilton. We're looking at the start-finish straight. We can also see Leclerc in and Albon. And Charles Leclerc, let's watch his pit stop. Mechanics set up, both wheels again, go back out at the same time. Good start, good pit stop. It's put him right behind the Racing Point, which has just come into pit. So that's good work on manning that. And Albon is sitting behind the Ferrari. So Charles Leclerc is through. And now we're looking at what's going to be passing them. Hector González is going to be passing them. And Max Verstappen, and it has not worked out in the pit stops for Red Bull. It's as you were after the round of pit stops. Bottas first, Hamilton second. Vettel is still third. González is Leclerc. Verstappen and Albon, and Sainz is still 8th in the McLaren. So good to see the team from Woking getting some potential points, be very useful for them in this championship as things move ahead. So it's back to more of the same from González. He's got Leclerc behind him. They've got fresh rubbers, but all on medium tyres. So it's a case of a driving ability in 4th place here, I think, from González to hold on, and pretty much he's been driving defensively all race thus far. Been outstanding performance by him. It's a case of just watching, see if he can hold on. Now this is Charles Leclerc. He's sitting right behind. He's got to wait his time, bide his moment. And he's quite close as they come through the final turn into the start-finish straight. The DRS point is going to open. Charles Leclerc should have the ability to pass. Can he outbrake González? That's where González has been so good in this race, but this time unable to do so. A textbook mover by Charles Leclerc moves him into 4th place. Now will he try and chase down his partner Sebastian Vettel, who is in 3rd place in the Ferrari? A reminder that Valtteri Bottas, he still leads Lewis Hamilton, and now Max Verstappen is right behind González. That is a much slower car, but Max Verstappen, known for throwing caution to the wind, has yet been unable to find that moment, to find that passing position, to find the opportunity to fully take the advantage in this Grand Prix as things stands at the moment. And you can already see here now Charles Leclerc is passed in a textbook manoeuvre, and it was all down to those final 2 turns. He was able to sit right on the gearbox, good amount of drive, DRS helped him. He was passed well beyond the point of the braking towards the start of turn 1, and that allowed him to go through, and he is now pulling away on the Ravenwest, and Max Verstappen will be kicking himself for being unable to do so. There goes Charles Leclerc, and this is the problem though, Red Bulls just don't seem to have the same drive out of turns 13 and 14 that the Ferrari has done on this circuit. Going defensive again is González. He's gone wide. He's got Verstappen right behind him again. And reminder, the top 6, Bottas is first, Hamilton second, Sebastian Vettel is third, and Leclerc is catching him in 4th. This is Hector González in the Ravenwest 5th, with Max Verstappen and the other Red Bull in 6th. Spanish crowd were hopeful of something. We have to remember that it's an astonishing start that we got from González, the way he shot forward and the way he's been able to continue to race. It's been exceptional, absolutely exceptional today, but the pressure that you're under at this is just something to behold. And you can see Carlos Sainz 8th is ahead of Ricciardo and Ocon in the Renaults. That brings up the top 10. A nice ovation González is getting from his hometown crowds. This is Romain Grosjean in the Haas. And this might be the end of Romain Grosjean's weekend. Yeah, it looks as if he's had technical problems. So a safety car is deployed. And with the safety car deployed, well, that changes this race just a little bit. Because all of a sudden, all the cars are going to bunch up. So that great lead that Bottas and Hamilton have over Sebastian Vettel is all going to be brought up for lap 11 of 17. So once we do get through to the safety car, you can see just joining the track now. And just in front of the AlphaTauri. So there will be an opportunity for all these cars to line up against one another. And when they do decide to go, it will be up and racing again. And there goes the opportunity for the safety car to let all the cars through, which at the moment need to go through the track again, but they'll be controlled by the delta timings that they do, so they won't be able to exceed this at maximum pace as they need to move that. Valtteri Bottas. Well, what a moment that would be for him in the Finnish driver. Really has come of age this season. Has done a fantastic job thus far and has pulled away from Lewis Hamilton. Do have to say it is surprising to see young Lewis Hamilton slipping so far back, but there he goes, just pulling away from everybody else. And there's the safety car, so Bottas is behind. Now Lewis Hamilton will have a chance to bunch up behind. And will there be an opportunity for Lewis Hamilton to come through and challenge and win his first Grand Prix of this season? It'd be a monumental moment if that was possible. And there goes Sebastian Vettel joining up alongside. Not been the season that they'd hoped for the Ferrari. Somebody said it's the worst performing Ferrari since 2005. And Ferrari that year went from being one of the most dominant cars in 2004. For whatever reason, the way the designing had moved on around sort of double diffusers and so forth, it was highly uncompetitive the following year. But the Tifosi were much relieved in 2006. Perhaps Michael Schumacher's last competitive year in Formula 1, where he was able to make it a real title fight between him and Fernando Alonso. And we've got a title fight really taking place here, except the Spaniard that the home crowd will be looking for. He sits at the moment in 5th place. So it's 2 Mercedes, it's 2 Red Bull, it's a Ravenwest. Sorry, it's 2 Mercedes, it's 2 Ferrari, it's a Ravenwest, it's 2 Red Bull, it's a McLaren, and then it is 2 Renaults sitting behind. Well, I'm hearing potentially that the safety car may be deployed in at the end of this lap, so this will be an opportunity for Bottas to prepare himself and to get ready. And every car's pitted. This is lap 13 and 17, by the way. So we're looking at a bit of a sprint to the finish. Nothing wrong with a sprint to the finish. It's a case of the golden rule here. To finish first you have to finish. But the reliability at the moment is so good around these cars that at the moment, not necessarily a problem. Many people may remember years ago that if you had a 16-17 round Formula 1 World Championship, which you did, only 11 of the rounds would go towards your World Championship point score. So, you know, you could challenge some events because of that. But the reason they did that was that the cars were so unreliable, they were likely to break down 30% of the season anyway. And we're talking 30 years ago, mind you. So if that was the case, then it was your best 11 that went towards it. And, that was abolished in time for the real height of the battles between Senna and Prost, when the McLaren Honda at the time became the car to try to beat. Now Bottas is going to slow everybody down because, as we've heard, the safety car is coming in. So DRS is going to be reactivated on lap 17. So they will have to do this without DRS to begin with. Now, Valtteri Bottas, when did he make his moment? When did he make his opportunity to go on the attack and to start the race again? Effectively now, he is the safety car. He wants to keep him, knowing that no one can pass him, so now he will put the hammer down and will go for it. And can Valtteri Bottas come through? Yes, he can. And now González is trying to have a little sniff at Charles Leclerc, looking for 4th place. There's also behind them, we got a top 3 and a battle coming outside, trying to go round the outside. That's incredibly brave and magnificent racing. It is not work for Charles Leclerc, who has dropped down both the Red Bulls and pass, as well as the Ravenwest, and also coming through. And that's Albon through. Albon is through past Verstappen, and Albon's trying to go through past González. Was there a touch? Was there connection between those two drivers? Running wide is the Ravenwest, and Verstappen has used it to get past his teammate. There was contact between the two. Oh no! And somehow González has hung on. What driving we are seeing! This is magnificent. And there was Alex Albon just locking up as he tries to not go into the back of his teammates. And look at this, Leclerc here is being passed by one of the Renaults. We'll see if the movers stick, because we are rightly sticking with this battle for 4th place. I'm looking at the time indexes, and it looks as if the front 3, there may be no changes. In fact, there is not, but there may be a change here. And Verstappen and González are continuing to battle, and Max Verstappen is through. González is trying to outbrake him on the outside. It's close again. It's González again. González does it, and Albon used the opportunity to come through. Alex Albon again trying to fight through in that second Red Bull. What a battle González has had, and how he has hung on in this race. It is really is an exceptional performance. But that restart's really favoured the Renault, and that's come through. Now sits behind Alex Albon. Great performance that was. So remains to be seen just what can happen thus far. And now this is Max Verstappen. So Ravenwest ahead of him, and he will want González, who runs wide, uses all of the curb. Come through and the line to turn 14. When he does, they will start another lap of this Grand Prix. And here it is. This is the moment, right past the grandstand. This is where he goes defensive, tries to stay out of the slipstream, tries to let the cars go in, look to outbrake them. It's a strange but wonderful tactic from González, which has paid off for him, and DRS is still not open, so DRS is still closed. That will restart when this lap concludes, which will also be the final lap. So for many, an opportunity to pass, well, it's getting shorter and shorter. Get yourself in a position, get right up behind the gearbox. Last few turns through the complex of the stadium, stay there. Round the final corner, power, keep the line, drift just enough wide. Then DRS will activate, get over early, and then when you do get over early, there will be the opportunity to make that move and make that pass. But making a passing move stick past González is definitely another thing compared to his ability. So González has Max Verstappen right behind him, and Alex Albon has been in this battle all the way through. 4th place. This is Hamilton on the radio.
Okay, Lewis, close that gap as much as you can. It's hammer time.
Well, now Lewis Hamilton is right behind Bottas. DRS is going to open up. Is this Lewis Hamilton's chance? He's going to have to watch for Sebastian Vettel also. Lewis Hamilton on the last lap for Mercedes, coming through side by side against Valtteri Bottas, and through! Lewis Hamilton leads the Spanish Grand Prix on the final lap. Magnificent stuff, and now González is defending, and he can defend no more. He's got the better at outbraking, and he's going to be able to take the inside line. Oh, magnificent driving from González, who refuses to yield. And he has kept both those Red Bulls behind him for the entire time. And I'm sure their team principal, Chris Whiteman, at the moment will have his head in his hands. They'll barely be able to watch this 4th place, what it would do for that team, all these championship points that they're getting. This is Alex Albon's view of the battle. Can he find that opportunity to pass the Ravenwest? Can he find an opportunity to go ahead and get past his own teammate? This will be the battle. I think it's too far away. This is Lewis Hamilton. He's been in the sidelines a little bit this season, but what an opportunity this will be for Lewis Hamilton to finally win his first Grand Prix of 2020. And Lewis Hamilton comes home to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Fantastic! What a brilliant drive by Hamilton, who had to wait behind Bottas the entire time. Took advantage of the safety car, so great racecraft to do that, and has come through to win fantastically. Sebastian Vettel confirmed in 3rd place. And now just running wide is González. This is Verstappen. This is the chance, and González takes 4th place. Just.
Get in there, Lewis. Well done, mate.
That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Well, that was a fantastic drive by Lewis Hamilton. Used the race to his craft to his full advantage, and has come through to win. And win for the first time this season. Hamilton is most certainly back. And his team is delighted with that. A 1-2 for Mercedes. Phil for Valtteri Bottas, twice winning this season. But at the moment, Lewis just waited. And sometimes you need a bit of luck in motor racing. And Lewis has found that. But luck is always where opportunity and hard work meet. But the hard work ceasing now. The party starting. The champagne is flowing in Spain, and Lewis Hamilton is a winner for the very first time this season. Magnificent. Well, let's go ahead and break down the entire race and all the results for you in the end. Lewis Hamilton set the fastest lap, started 2nd, won that wonderful passing manoeuvre on the last lap past Valtteri Bottas. Bottas started in pole, he comes through into 2nd place. Vettel on the Ferrari comes through in 3rd. González, great performance by him, starting 9th, and he's finished 4th after a titanic battle with Max Verstappen and Alex Albon. Esteban Ocon in the Renault has come through to beat Charles Leclerc. Didn't really work out for him. The back end of the results, Mick Schumacher in the Ravenwest finishing 19th. For the Drivers' World Championship, well, it really opened things up. Lewis Hamilton dives into the lead. He's got a 1-point lead over Valtteri Bottas, and Verstappen is now 8 points behind the 2 drivers at the top. Hector González has continued to stay in that after his 4th place. He is in 4th in the championship. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel climbs up also. Carlos Sainz in the McLaren drops back. In the lower half of the table, Mick Schumacher is last of the drivers to score a World Championship point. From the constructors' standpoint, it's Mercedes ahead of Red Bull, Ferrari. Ravenwest have 2 points over McLaren, who are ahead of Renault and Alfa Romeo. Williams remain the only team this season to not score a World Championship point. Well, that was a brilliant race, and it's all to play for. Where next we will head to Canada. We hope we will see you there from all of us. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye. To finally win his first Grand Prix of 2020, and Lewis Hamilton comes home to win the Spanish Grand Prix.